Just some glasses.
Found it on the table.
That's what I usually do.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the meeting of the Water Utility Board, October 28th, 2025. And attending here today, myself, Chairman, we got Lee Hansen, Board Member, Boyd Sidaway, Board Member. We haven't heard from Daniel Stewart or Frank Young yet, but I believe they're on their way.
Hear your footsteps.
I can hear somebody coming up the stairs.
Also from the Town Council, we have Taylor Ellis and Kirsten Merrill. And Mayor Rock, and the Town Clerk Jamie is here. I don't know for how long, and Daniel is here now, so we do have a quorum. We have a guest, David Roberts, and we'll be voting on to approve him as an advisor to the board today. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved, as notified.
I second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You have a motion to approve the minutes of the September 30th meeting?
I noticed that we had a liaison Miller in the minutes. That probably needs to be liaison Merrill.
Oh,
I didn't catch it.
I can change that.
And number
Did she get a new
six
husband?
sentences.
I'm good.
Number 8, I think, or whatever the board updates was, you referred to a liaison Miller.
Okay.
Fix that.
I will repair that.
Okay.
With that correction, we have a,
I move we approve the minutes with that correction.
okay.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of the September 30th, 2025 meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, David Roberts is here, and do we have a motion to approve him as an advisor to the board?
I'd be honored to make that motion.
Thank you.
I second it.
Second. Been moved and seconded that we ask David Roberts and approve him as an advisor to the Water Utility Board. All in favor?
Aye.
And are you in favor of that?
Sure.
I mean, you've been here for a couple of meetings and you're still coming back, so.
You can call me Dave as well, as opposed to David.
Okay, thank you. If you want to make comments, it'd be better if you came up a little closer. Sometimes we have trouble hearing these two over here that are a little further away.
I'll move this way. I've never been accused of not being able to pick up.
As long as you're within, like where that little microphone is there and this guy over here should be good.
Speaking to the button.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, update from Council Liaison on water-related issues. Give us an update on Simply SCADA.
Simply SCADA, the hardware has arrived in the city downstairs. It will be installed as Scott gets the time throughout this week. Software is on its way.
Okay.
So we installed it ourselves then?
So are we,
Yeah, I looked at it before I came up. They're little boxes about like this. They're what we used to call routers.
Yeah.
So, nothing major.
We built one in each location or?
Oh, there's more than that. There's six or 7 of them in the box. So.
And where do they go?
We go in the pump houses and in the Green Canyon and Prater Canyon, and that's about it, I think.
so we're getting all new transmitters, is that what I understand?
Yep.
And are we getting a new computer to operate the system?
I have made some recommendations, I don't know whether what has been ordered yet or not, but
Okay,
now I can bring you up to date on a failure of the old SCADA system again over the weekend.
mm-hmm,
It had to be rebooted and brought back online again. That,
We don't know what's happening.
What happened?
Just flat line or?
flat line, went dead. No power outage this time, so.
so did, we get a notification that it was down?
No, what ended up happening, actually, yes, we did. Quentin got a notification that the Green Canyon tank was completely empty, and the whole system was shut down. Which is crazy, because the Green Canyon tank, we knew was empty, we'd already turned it off, so that it wasn't gonna tell us that.
So what did it do to our pumps? Did it,
Nothing. Pumps are not being used. We are meeting the needs of the town from the spring as we speak. Both tanks in Green Canyon, Crater Canyon are full,
Is that from Skater or from our employees?
employees.
so last time you said the pumps went to 0 or something like that? When we had a failure of this old.
Oh, everything shut down last time. The transfer pumps, the pumps on the wells, the whole bit were down. We are not using any pumps as we speak.
That's good.
But you said the one pump at Fox Run, either that or the airport, was only pumping at 30 gallon a minute. What caused that?
Yes, the airport one, that was some mess up in the programming of the old SCADA system. Because once that programming had been rechanged, it came back up to full speed.
Right, so,
Congratulations on the new system. It scares the hell out of me when we find out we've had a system for 15 years and we still don't know why it's going down.
On the new system, do you have a maintenance contract, or how is it maintained?
Can't answer that one. Do you know, Rube, I know we were working with Simply SCADA and it's coming in right now.
I believe we're gonna have, reach back to the company for, any kind of software updates and things of that nature.
You should have a maintenance
And
contract. So that-
plus a period where there's gonna be some training
Right,
as everything
sure.
gets set up, so.
And once that's done, we've got some backup modules, so that if anything goes down, we can transfer it very quickly.
so is the training part of the contract?
Yep.
Yes, so getting us completely established and set up, and then, we'll have the ability to, reach back to the company if we need to
The
have
nice,
questions or do other things like we don't know how to do.
the nice thing about the
Service,
new,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a service.
the nice thing about the new system is it's what's known as drag and drop. So if you want to change something, you just go over here, click on it with the mouse, bring it over here and change the value. No programming.
Yeah, so it's got a graphical user
Yep.
interface and,
Which I see now we were talking about security last time. What's the security on that? Because you don't want me dragging and dropping things.
You won't have authorization to get to it.
Who will?
The only people that will end up doing that probably will be Zach, Trevor, and then the next level down will be Quentin. Everybody else is view only.
Are you familiar with the system?
Not with Simply SCADA.
Okay.
We've always done Wonderware and the Ladder Logic.
Okay.
Dutch John is using it, and we have contacted them, and they got, and a couple of other ones, and we got rave reviews on it.
Okay.
Back to my original question on the failure where the airport well come back on at 30 gallon a minute. If we were to turn it on now after that failure, would it come on at 30 or would it
No.
come on?
It would come back on at what it regularly should be coming back on.
150.
It was, we had to contact Jesse and have him in. Trevor was in the well house and did whatever,
Was it just the hertz were too low on the VFD?
I don't know. All I got was that
What else could be?
Right. How many wells do you have?
3.
3 wells?
All 3 are over 300 feet deep.
And what's their pumping capacity?
350, 350.
And 1,000.
1,000. Did we ever get our?
Has not come back from the state yet.
That's, somebody's gotta hold somebody's feet to the fire.
So between the well water and the spring water, in the summertime, you're 50/50, and then in the wintertime, you're mostly on
I can't
spring water?
answer that question at this point in time because of the problems with the meters and all that other
Okay.
stuff.
It appears to be, go from bad meter readings, that's about
Yeah.
what it is.
Well, you guys are in the process of replacing those too.
They have not arrived yet because they had to go up for bid.
So you said we got the hardware, but when do we put it in service then?
They are, Scott is installing it next week. This weekend, next, Scott Kraser,
Oh,
our electrician.
oh,
He's doing the installations on them
a
and
building inspector, you
he's also,
mean? I know,
yeah.
yeah.
By the way, in case you didn't know, Scott is now the state level inspector for all buildings in this happens, part of the state if needed. He's certified.
Is somebody from Simply SCADA coming out to help him, or is he just on his own pretty much?
I think he's gone through it and over the installation pieces. And so at that point, he'll be on his own until we get the software up and make sure everything's working right.
And that's planned for when, after next week?
Scott was on the telephone when I came up with Simply SCADA, and they were talking about there was some mistake that had been made that he was getting corrected over the phone, so it should be soon.
Okay, cool.
So will he be certified by Simply SCADA
Scott?
then? Yes. Since he's an in-house operative, not somebody from Simply SCADA?
The person that will be, Scott will be the person that will be doing the mechanical pieces. Quentin and Zach are gonna be the ones that are gonna know how to run the system at this point, the software portion.
But if they're gonna guarantee the service contracts, are they not gonna be involved as we put it into service?
Yep, there will be, as it comes online and starts working. But remember, we can't do that until we get the meters on the tanks up there. And since I brought the message up on meters, Quentin and his assistant just spent 2 days trying to read the meters, home meters. We found 4 more that are not reading at all. So it's time to replace those meters as well.
How did they find them?
Went up to take, hooked up the top off of the meter pit to read the meter, see water going through and 0,
This is random?
pardon?
Random?
No, it's the end of the month, so we're doing the billing system.
Right.
All the ones that
And
didn't.
they had to drive around and they didn't get readings from some of them. They took a look at those.
So
There were
these are-
about 30 of them.
Is that a battery problem?
These are at individual homes?
Yes. And so there were about 30 of them they had to read, took them 2 days.
So the meters that didn't read anything were the ones that they checked then, or what?
Well, so 3 of the 30 were not reading anything. The other ones were reading, we don't know whether they were accurate or not. But we took the readings off of it for the billing process.
They didn't do any testing to see if what it was. And
Nope.
it's too bad, you know, they hadn't identified it. I have a question on, you kind of brushed over the monitors for the big meters. I got notes, 2 months ago, we had those on order.
We thought we could put them on order.
They weren't on
We
order.
went to put them on order, and then we were informed by Ryan and the town attorney that they had to go out for bid.
So it's over $75,000 then. Or do we know?
Don't think it's over $75,000, but since it was something that could be competitively bid, we were advised
To do it.
to do it by bid.
Yeah, the
Okay, I was
residential
just wondering,
meters.
because we were told that it was on
The
order.
large meters are on order.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
The who's?
The large meters
Yeah.
have been ordered, yes.
They have been ordered now,
Yes, yes.
but we just went out to bid for them.
No,
No.
that's for the residential meters.
I wanna know
Okay.
the big meters, the ones
The
that
big-
were told 2 months ago.
I thought we had to go out for bid on those
Those
as
are
well.
2 to 4 weeks out.
For
They're 2 to 4 weeks out.
For the big
From
ones.
today,
For the big ones.
Yes.
from today.
From today?
And
Well, from yesterday when I was told that.
Oh,
Okay.
from today.
And then
You're,
the-
you're ahead of me on that one, so go ahead.
residential meter bid notice has been out for the last couple of
Yeah, the
weeks.
bid opening is first part of next month, if I remember right.
So we gotta have those meters in roughly the 1st of December.
That's the hope.
Can I ask, what is the plan for installing them? Are we gonna do them ourselves, or are we gonna hire it out to get it done?
I have no idea.
I was told Scott was gonna put them
Yeah.
in. Because if we don't have Scott put them in, then we have to put them out to bid to have them installed. That's what I was told.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Scott will be installing
Oh,
them.
Scott?
They're gonna install these in the dead of winter?
Well, they're down in pits anyway, I think, or they're boxed, aren't they?
It should be in the pump houses,
Oh,
and
these are the big meters.
these are the big ones.
All
the big
of
I
ones.
thought the
The
residential meters.
residentials are not gonna be tested
All
until,
the flow meters, it's flow meters, flow meters.
Yeah, I think there's a couple in a vault somewhere is what I was told, but maybe the vault
that
is
would
within
probably,
the
that would
pump.
be the Green Canyon, not
Okay.
Prater Canyon.
Yeah.
Cause that's down in the pit underneath the tanks.
How about the flow meter at Green Canyon, reading flow to and from Crater?
That's done in the pump houses, I think.
Is that,
As far as I know, they are all being replaced, so that one as well. That's what I was told.
What was the final decision on the overflows?
The overflows.
Overflow meters, are we gonna monitor the overflow? I sure hope so.
Should only be one overflow meter.
Did we order one?
I don't know.
there should be overflows on both Crater and Green.
Prater, when it hits the overflow, goes to green. So the only one that should have a full overflow meter on it is the Green Canyon.
Do we know? We're gonna have leave the overflow installed up on those tanks in case of emergency.
And there's no way around
Something
that.
screws up, but we're not gonna monitor it.
Not that I know of at this point.
Because, you know, there was a debate about that too. And if we can't have the reliable data so that everybody can believe what's there and not, you know, use the fact that we don't know.
I would hate to try and see what the cost of a 16-inch a meter for the overflow on Prater Canyon would be.
But we don't know until we try.
Yeah.
It might be well worth it if we are losing all of our water out of that overflow.
That should be able to be dealt with by the depth of the tank. Should be.
Well, we should be able to do it today, but we don't do it either.
I agree.
Anything new on the water project?
The water project, they were supposed to work on, are you talking about the roads or the tank Green Canyon tank redoing?
No, that's part of it. isn't it?
2021 water project.
2021 water project is completed, except for the checklist, which is
Next spring.
in lots of fun right now. Is of the pavement, and they just found out there were some issues on some of the valves that AGO didn't set up properly so that we can get to them quickly and easily.
Are they still working on it?
That's part of the punch list. And as we're speaking, Abel's not doing much of anything up here. What was the other thing I was gonna say?
Well, the state hasn't released the funds.
Nope, we have not
We have not
released
made a
it
final payment.
until that's done.
Actually, it's supposed to be post. The list, not
So
pre.
is
Exactly,
it
yes.
likely this will go
Just
into
let us
next
get
year?
by.
The paving part is gonna have, probably at this point, have to go into next year.
And how about any of the piping and that's
The
installed?
piping and that, all that stuff is done.
Except for the punch list.
Yep.
So
And the punch list is not on the piping type thing. It's on, when they put pavement on some of the roads, they, let's see, I was told it was styrofoam that was put over the valves, and they didn't do that quite correctly, so that's still being worked on.
Can't get to them. Are we prohibited?
Oh, I know what it was. Our GRS system is now working. We have it up and working, so we're doing the GIS on all of the valves and everything in the town.
was the water project just a replacement of all the pipes,
Just finishing up.
distribution pipes?
This is the last project, yeah.
They call that the water project?
Water.
I think that's what we meant
Working
with that.
process, working.
There could be a lot of water projects. This is the water project.
The has to be $4 million every year.
Let's rephrase it a little bit here.
Started on the back of the.
This is finished up the distribution.
This is
Water
the distribution, right?
Now we've got problems with the storage and the main line coming in
Okay,
in the spring.
that's the
Those are the next ones.
next phase.
Other water projects, but, so on the punch list, I understand the only thing left is paving?
No, I have not seen the punch list, but I know it is available and has been done.
It's primarily road repair. I'll send it to you and you can
But
distribute
all the
it.
pipes are.
All the pipes are done.
Pipes are
There's
done.
things on it
Tested.
like addressing settling of meter pits and settling around hydrants, junk being left at the various places that need to get cleaned up, cold patching places, and mostly it's road work and just fixing things that, you know,
We as a town have not been inspecting any of this with our own people. We're just relying on the engineering firm to do it.
We have to do that by contract.
We really have to.
Once the contract is let,
Oh, no, I was just talking about when we were doing it. Did we have our people overseeing it?
no,
well, as far as the punch list is concerned, the town has contributed to things that they found that need to get
Sure.
fixed, and that's now
No, I
incorporated
was
onto
just
the punch
thinking
list.
about the process, because we used to have the contractor doing it, the contractor's inspector inspected it, and we were inspecting them. And we still found problems. And now we're saying we just hands off and let them do it.
my
And we
understanding
found
is the way
errors.
the contract reads.
Even with two levels of inspectors, we found errors.
Well, you probably didn't need them then.
Yeah, it's quality.
Sounds like you guys come back around and deal with it.
The Green Canyon tank is empty. It has been sandblasted. I was up there over the weekend. The whole interior has been sandblasted. They've got heaters in it now to dry it out. And they will start doing the ceiling of the floor and the walls probably on Friday. Be done by Wednesday.
Now, when you say sealing, that's the bladder. Or are they gonna seal the concrete and then put the bladder?
There's no bladder. It's a,
That's great.
Pure replace pipe.
yep,
Did they find anything unique that we should know about?
on the inside of the tank?
Uh-huh.
No.
That's good news.
Is
Well,
this the
no,
tank?
not necessarily. Because they did find problems on that tank, on the roof and on the sidewalls.
No,
Is this the one with the roof?
No, that was a
No,
great-
that's another one that was a roof problem.
this roof was bad too.
This roof was bad too.
Then they
Maybe
found
you
something
can
that
answer,
was
you two can
significant.
answer this for me. Why in the world are we putting rocks on the top of the water tanks?
So when they did old Firestone roofs, they would put rocks on there because they were black to reflect the sun and to keep the roof from lifting during high wind conditions.
But the rocks aren't black. They're just regular,
I have no idea.
and they're hiding, they managed to hide stuff in the concrete.
The new Firestone roofs don't have rocks on them.
Okay, good.
Now, you
Sounds like a Wyoming thing to me.
you indicated last time that we didn't do the outside, as planned. We're gonna do the inside first, and then you're gonna do the
The
outside.
outside will be done next spring. And, positive point on this, because I checked it, not only are they gonna dig down and do the walls on the outside of the Green Canyon tank, they're gonna put that epoxy surface type stuff over the top.
And get rid of the rocks.
No more rocks. Got enough?
What can you tell us about iWorks program?
iWorks program, they've come through and that is now working. They're dealing with that on the GIS system, on all of the meter, or the valve, excuse me, all of the valves and PRVs, and it's working with the billing system as well. So that's,
Is this a maintenance program? Follow maintenance? of-
that is a maintenance program. iWorks has a maintenance program. However, this was delivered to Wade and Trevor 2 weeks ago, from the American Water Works Association, their maintenance, asset maintenance plan, complete with the Excel spreadsheet that Wade is now filling out, putting into place so we can keep track.
So
Do
that's,
those two systems talk to each other?
Don't know.
Because in the research on the iWork,
Okay.
it says it has a maintenance element to it.
I can tell you, from the computer program, the two systems will talk together. It may take a little bit of fun stuff, but they're both database management systems. They're both comma or tab delineated, and information can be transferred.
As long as they have a unique identifier that matches, you should be able to.
Why are we not, did we not look at the iWork maintenance piece of it?
I just came across this one and gave it to them.
What I'm saying is, if we've got a system that's doing a lot of the work which would be input into a maintenance system, why not use their whole program if it's available, or if anybody looked at it?
Well, I understand. Part of the reason I gave it to Wade is because Wade had all of the information as to when everything was put in, installed. Wade loves spreadsheets,
Understand?
and that's a spreadsheet that's already got it complete with the, when stuff should be taken care of.
And don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, I've spent my entire career with computers.
Yep,
I don't know that much about computers, but I know a hell of a lot about things that don't work.
yep.
So all I'm saying is that we've been sitting here churning for 3 months with a system installed that already has a maintenance system in.
Yep.
That nobody's looked at to say that's one we should do.
And it's a database management system, it's a relational database management system.
Understand?
It can import from Excel.
All right.
So
Well, I'm just saying that it's, doesn't seem like we're doing this,
Can I-
we're doing it ass backwards. We're
can I
backing
just
into
add
it.
on to this part of the discussion? So the town has the iWork software program for various things, and it has a water maintenance module that really hasn't been utilized. So we're going to start utilizing it, and Ryan is currently working to get the appropriate files and everything to the iWorks folks, so we can get everything loaded in and get a water management tab set up so that we can track maintenance and inventory, and learn how to use the system. And the staff has been doing a lot of training to learn to get the most out of iWorks, because we've had it and it hasn't been utilized to its full potential, and so we're trying to do that.
So how long have we had it, and what did it cost?
Well, it was in place when Councilman Merrill and I first got on the council, so at least 2 years. I don't know when it was actually,
3 years,
was it 3? Okay.
and we haven't looked at the maintenance piece.
It's, We didn't pick up the maintenance piece when we got the iWorks program, because it's an additional cost at that point.
Oh, and now it's just a module by
Yes,
itself.
Yes.
yes.
Is it an expensive one? Because if you got people trained and used to using something, don't
Don't mess
the
with
horse
it.
if it's
I
wrong.
agree with you. Don't mess with it. Once they're up to speed on it,
But I'd recommend really someone looking at that intently before we go around looking, because we give you two options. And we shouldn't have done that. All we're doing is confusing the issue, I think.
In a way, it seems like we just weren't using things that we had, I think, that
Yeah.
would be helping us. So we're trying to.
Do we have
fix
any
that.
information on what kind of output it's going to give us about asset management? I mean, we're loading it with the data.
You'll do.
Do we have any idea what it's going to give to us?
according, I think it's your second page.
That depends on what you're looking at. Every piece of equipment has a date or a time frame on how long, and so you have to manage it in accordance with that.
And that's what that Excel spreadsheet
Right.
is
To be able to do that.
set up to do.
Well, that's good news, I guess. Bad news that we're waiting, but it's good news it's there.
So it has an asset management piece to it.
American Water Works Association does have complete asset management.
iWorks,
We're talking
iWorks
about
does have one as well.
but we're not looking at it.
We are looking at it, we're looking at that, but Wade right now is putting information in the American Water Works spreadsheet, which can then be transferred.
You said that iWorks with the town has owned this for 3 years now?
You were in on it when we bought it.
But you use it for other things.
Not to my
Yeah, we're
recall.
not using that module.
Right, use it for other things.
But I don't know that we even knew that there was a module there until we looked it up. When we found out they were using it, which was 3 years later, then looked at it. But anyway,
Time to get started.
the net of it is, that would be my priority, Mayor, is to look at the iWorks first.
Right.
Because that's gonna be the easiest one for your people to install and learn. If it doesn't meet our demands, then something else needs to be done there. But I would say starting out, we wouldn't hurt ourselves much if it's.
Explain it this way. Wade already has all that information. He's putting it in an Excel spreadsheet. Once we get iWorks up and we get it figured out for, everything can be transferred into iWorks. We don't need to use this other one.
I understand.
But as of right now, we're getting something moving forward.
Good. Okay.
So if we're gonna get all of the past assets entered in. Is there a process identified where new assets get entered? I mean, is someone responsible for doing that?
It's gonna be part of the manual you guys are gonna try to put together for us.
Chairman of the water board used to do it.
Well, you got voted in, didn't you? You were pretty quiet till we voted for it.
So who's gonna be
Just a
responsible
little
for
levity.
setting all of the maintenance intervals, service intervals on those pumps, you know? Greasing them every 6 months, oil changes every one year, you know, rebuilds every 7 years, whatever it is, who's gonna be responsible for setting those service intervals?
That's gonna be part of the manual you guys said you were gonna put together for us.
So I would think
But
too,
that, I
though,
mean, somebody's gonna have to set that up.
right, we would get, my thought would be, we would get our town engineer to provide us, some rails, some boundaries on, what is our maintenance program gonna look like, what should it look like? I mean, he's the one that right now, has the most knowledge of the system.
And he has access to a lot more knowledge.
And then,
through the
there's
company.
probably gonna be discrete things that just are our water system that from, the operators being out there working on it, they're gonna know, oh, well, in this case, we need to do this with this PRV instead of, whatever the standard practice might be. So I am not a water operator, so.
Neither am I.
Well, maybe nobody in this room. Oh, no, seriously. I'm
We have
sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean that. Didn't mean
the
that.
other piece that's important, the chlorination systems for the pumps are here and installed, not turned on.
all three of them?
all three of them.
So we're not chlorinating?
Not at the pump, not from the pumps, because we're not using the pumps right now.
Chlorinating at the spring house.
Yes.
Right,
Chlorinated in the spring.
And you're chlorinating at the,
in the,
what do you call it? At the tank?
yep.
And what kind of work is being done to look at the source of the,
What do we call it?
The
is it?
Sherbills is doing the surveying as we speak. You better have it done by now because of the snow coming in.
Yeah,
His contract was issued 2 months ago to do the survey on the line. And then that's gonna be turned over to the engineer to figure out what it's gonna take to go up through there. And then we are crossing our fingers that the Forest Service will call it a maintenance plan. Because if they don't, then we have to go through
get a permit.
the Forest Service.
We better call it a maintenance program too, by the way.
Please
Should be
make it a
maintenance.
maintenance program.
Yeah. Okay.
So you made a comment that iWorks has been here, for 3 years.
Yeah, at least 3
So
years.
then I should have known about it?
Yeah, you were on
But
council
I have
when we were
no recollection of any discussion of purchasing that program.
We got it for something else. Kristen was the one that was pushing it way back then.
So she just went on her own and decided to get it, or what?
It went through the council. It was some software that we decided we needed for something, and I can't tell you what it was right now.
Not to my recollection. But you said it was in place when
When I came on, it was in
you
place.
came on?
And I know like a year and a half or maybe 2 years ago, they were trying to like implement it and like keeping track of the fire hydrants and different things like that. I don't think they were aware of what it could do.
Who brought it in? Somebody should have known what its capability was. I assume it wasn't free.
Nope.
Well,
So are
we can't answer
paying an
questions from
annual
things like
fee?
that. I mean, if
It
Kurt,
was
Councilman
already
Merrill and
here.
I weren't here, we're just telling you, we know it wasn't used, we know we have it now, and it has a lot of capability that we're not using that we're gonna use.
Do we pay an annual fee for usage of this program?
I don't know if there's annual fees as much as there's fees associated with adding different modules to it.
When you
And we,
buy
I was
it.
trying to find it in the budget. I know during this budget year, we added
Something for it.
Public Works one, and, I think this water module, maintenance module had been there, just wasn't being used, so. But we can find out about monthly fees. I'm not aware of those, so I think it's just when
I
you
think it's a
add,
yearly fee.
yeah, an annual fee and then adding new modules to it, so, which are
But
not
is it-
terribly expensive, but not cheap.
So there is an annual fee.
I don't know. I'll have to look
I
and see.
thought-
I
Just said
remember there being an annual fee based upon what modules you have, or we are using.
Never heard of iWorks. So brought up.
Can I just bring up a subject that's not here but relevant? We're talking about doing all these things. And is the council or is our administrator or is our public works director putting anything into place where when it's done, somebody gets something that you verify it, that is being done? I mean, we've had a lot of programs that we've implemented in management's eyes that hasn't quite reached the workers. And those guys are doing a job, we ought to know what they're doing and have an oversight of it. Not to tell them what to do, but just when you know somebody's watching you, you do it. And if you're not doing it, somebody can remind you to do it. Is there anything like that we've talked about or
I
doing?
guess I'm not following exactly what you're asking.
I'm looking for, if we're supposed to exercise the valves, all valves, once a year, that's just standard.
Right.
Are we doing it? And I'm not asking you to answer me. I'm saying, are we doing it? Well, we all ought to say, yes, it's on that report, and it's been signed off and it's done. That's what I'm
So
talking about.
my understanding would be iWorks and a maintenance program that we set up would help us do that. And then we also will establish internal policies where we would have an annual report
Yeah,
to
and I
make
guess-
sure that these things have been done.
Yeah, I
Just
guess
like the
that's what I
EPA
mean.
makes us do annual reporting for myriad different things. We should have those same sorts of things internally for the water department. And quite frankly, right now, I can't tell you what parts of that currently exist and are being checked off the list.
Because we're changing people.
We're changing people.
And when we change people, the new guy ought to understand, or the new gal that comes in, here's what we expect. These reports will be put out, and here's who's gonna look at them.
Yeah.
And it's just common business sense to do those kind of things. And I don't get the feeling we're doing them.
Are we using the,
And I don't think the reports will do it. It's gotta be, I mean, you're assigned to do this, you're assigned to do this, and you're assigned to do this, and we do it.
are we,
Right, yeah.
are we doing work orders with the program?
Theoretically, it's there.
I don't know.
And don't those have to come back and get entered into the system
And I
as
think a
being?
lot of what you're talking about right now, these are daily internal operations for the town,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Should
So,
be.
you know, I'm sure the town administrator and the public works director are on those things and working to put things in place if they're not.
So that's Trevor then?
Trevor,
yeah.
yeah, and Zach would have, you know, direct oversight over the public works and the water,
Yeah.
so,
I know Trevor said that it does work orders, and
okay.
so I think that,
I don't-
They may
haven't
be
been
using
involved in
that.
that level of detail for
so
the
those
operation.
would have to come back and get
But
entered or
there's
the,
somebody in management,
yeah.
an oversight management, up to know what the hell's going on. Or more importantly, I don't know what's not going on. So the method of monitoring it should be there. So I just bring that up as a subject matter to consider.
You mentioned work orders, Steve,
Mhm. Trevor mentioned it, I was talking to him.
and that we do have a work order system.
When he was describing iWorks to me, he said it does work orders and,
Good.
yeah.
And then after the job is done, is it audited to see whether it costs more or less than what was originally planned, or do we know that?
I don't know that. I know for maintenance, you know, the system would, you know, bring up that you need to do this work order, is that correct?
Normally it will, once you put in, that's why I asked about the service intervals, once you put in the intervals,
Yeah,
it will, every 6 months, it'll generate a work order and say, you need to go change the oil in this motor. When you change the oil, if it's a week later, 6 months from that day, it will pop up again and say, depending on how you have it set up. It
And
may
then
be
if-
set up every July 1st, it pops up, or it may be set up 6 months from the day.
Right.
Also, as you complete those work orders, it should give you a dashboard that shows how many work orders are overdue, how many work orders have been completed, how many work orders are outstanding.
It's
It
gonna
should
find
show
the
you
ones that
that.
haven't been done.
Correct.
Yes.
All good stuff.
so it's,
We don't have
it would track
oversight
the assignment.
management system that goes back and audits that.
It should audit it in live, like in real time.
Yeah, it'll tell you
Pull it up.
which ones have
It
not
should say
been
you have
completed.
10 work orders that are overdue. You've completed 5 work orders on time,
But that's just preventative maintenance that you're talking about.
any of the work orders. Any work orders that are generated under that system should be on that dashboard.
But somebody has to generate it in iWorks in order for
Correct,
that
if
to
it's-
happen.
Yeah, if
If
it's,
they say like, fix a leak down on plat 5,
yes, that has to be generated by somebody.
that takes
It's
generations. rather
different
than
from the maintenance.
Our guys
piece.
just go down there and fix it. And there's no audit trail of costs that has really occurred because of that.
Speaking with Quentin today, he had to redo 3 PRV valves that had minor leaks. Now, I'm sure those haven't been put in anything yet because we don't have anything to put them in yet.
On the
But those
control
would-
piping,
would-
if it has leaks.
You're in the catch-up mode, and eventually you'll get there.
Yeah. We are way behind the race.
What is it, slow and steady wins the race.
That was my motto.
Slow indicates that there's motion.
That's the way we play golf, slow and steady.
When we talk a few minutes about asset management,
Well, you're gonna get there, there's an item here on security that if.
we sent 2 recommendations about security up to the town council.
And I
What was the
am going
result of that?
to, going to oppose any discussion on security issues in an open meeting that may or may not, if there may or may not be some. Because in an open meeting, it's the last thing I want discussed.
Giving people ideas.
Yeah,
I think what can be said, I mean, there's 2 aspects, right? Cybersecurity, which is one of the concerns, and physical security. So certainly physical security, we don't wanna divulge things that are being updated and changed, but you know that that's being looked at, and there have already been improvements that have been made and changes that have been made to make things more secure. As far as the cybersecurity, and Councilor Merrill and Ellis can chime in on this, my understanding is that moving to this new Simply SCADA system is going to help us a great deal with that.
And Simply SCADA was informed of the Cisco problem. They were aware of it, and they had taken it into consideration.
So I feel like we'll be on a lot better footing from that front as well, as soon as we get this new Simply SCADA up and running.
okay, Boyd obtained this, I think it looks like a PowerPoint presentation on asset management, and I sent it out to everyone. Anybody have time to read it? I didn't send it to you, but
Sorry.
let me just go through a couple of slides here. This one is about asset condition over time. It shows, you know, the kind of gray area is excellent, and you see it in 1980, 2000, and 220. This isn't the first time I've seen this data, that there was a huge amount of water system development in the country in the 80s or so, and now it's getting old, and you see that in 2020 that gray area is about half of what it used to be. But I've seen several articles on, you know, if you're trying to update all of your assets, you're gonna have competition for the money. Because everybody's trying to do it.
Utilities tend to be in a little bit better situation.
What's that?
Utilities tend to be in a little bit better situation because of their public service
Yeah,
as opposed to other private entities.
yeah.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty pure too, autonomous from other.
Here's a little definition of asset management: a process for maintaining a desired level of customer service at the best appropriate cost. It sounds like that was written by a politician. I mean, I would say, and how are you going to do it? And those details are never coming. Asset management includes building an inventory of your assets, scheduling and tracking maintenance tasks through work orders, and then managing your budgeted and actual annual expenses and revenue. I guess we're starting on that inventory. Is that correct? Trying to get that in.
That'd be a good one to use as a barometer against fireworks, to see if fireworks has the capability of meeting it.
Well, asset management will give systems a documented understanding of the assets they have, how long are they gonna last, and how much it's going to cost to repair, rehabilitate, and replace them. And then it provides financial projections and allows the utility to see if rates and other revenue generating mechanisms are enough to stay in business. This gives you a good basis for good decision making, and I'd have to agree with that. And that's one thing that's we could ask about iWorks is it going to generate costs for us?
You and Wade have been working together on putting this initial piece together, correct?
I haven't been working with Wade on it.
I thought he said he talked to you about it.
I talked to him a little bit about it, but I haven't been doing the
Yeah, he's the one that's doing the
nitty-gritty work on it.
nitty-gritty stuff.
Yeah, I talked to him about it.
Okay.
So they have 5 core questions in asset management framework. What is the current state of the utilities assets? What is the what is the utilities required sustainable level of service in which assets are critical to sustain performance? So that's something that we've never talked about, is what is our sustained level of service? You describe that to us, Daniel?
Being a water system is a no-fail system.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to have service 24/7.
When you turn on the tap, there's supposed to be
There's supposed to be
water.
water.
It's drinkable.
Yes.
And there
So you
should
can
be
have
sufficient
outages,
water for
you
the
just need
needs
to
of
have
the area. That's what
Outages that don't
scares
last.
me.
Yes,
Be careful with that one.
and planned
Don't
outages.
use
Right.
the needs of the
Planned
area,
outages are better.
the commitment of
Yeah,
the
you-
utility.
You don't have water just on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right. There's places all over the world like that.
Yeah,
Have you ever had an independent consultant give you an assessment of the current state of your assets, your utility assets?
Never.
we're trying to just gather what assets we have.
Right,
Yeah,
and then have somebody independent come in and who's an expert in small water utilities to give you a sense of where you stand.
well, we have had the tanks inspected. So we have,
A comprehensive,
yeah, comprehensive,
so that you have an understanding of the big picture of where things need to go, where the current state, and then obviously there'll be recommendations about, how to bring it to, where the desired state would be.
You're talking like a reliability and resiliency study.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, Just something to think about.
yeah. Any idea what that would cost?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you would put out for bid, you come out with a
Probably less than
packet
not
of
doing
what you
it.
would do. And
Less
put
than
it
not
out
doing it?
Yeah.
for bid, and I can look into those things.
Okay, it'd be interesting.
Well, we'd have to have all the information pulled together and.
It helps to have all the assets,
Yep.
and their age,
All of
and
them
their condition.
listed, the age,
They would,
condition.
they would tour your system, look at all your records, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How old their things are, things of that nature.
That might be a valuable step in this whole process. Yeah,
All your records, or all your record.
yeah, if you could look and see what,
9,000 hours, 10,000 hours. We got 3 pumps we can't replace.
We have those on order, don't we?
Pardon?
We have those pumps on order. Place them, no.
okay, number 4 is what are the utilities' best minimum life cycle costs? CIP and O&M strategies. CIP is capital improvement. And O&M strategies are operations and maintenance. Any comments on those?
Maintenance?
What's a CIP program do?
So, best definition of a CIP program is you're looking at 5, 10, 20 year, what your costs are going to be to update, maintain, and replace any aging infrastructure in your system. So, whether that be pumps, underground piping, whether that be the SCADA system, and it needs to be on a schedule. So, if you have a robust CIP, that means it helps you set your rates for the future so that you are able to fund those CIP projects. The biggest problem I've seen in water utilities is if they don't have a good, robust CIP, they undercharge for water. They get to a CIP year that ends up being way more than they expected. They have to jump rates, and then they defer maintenance in the next couple of years while they try and recover, instead of generating a really good CIP program that sets the rates, because if you take that and give it to whoever sets your rates, you have a firm that will look at your CIP and look at, all of your, monthly expenses for capital, personnel, utilities, everything. They look at all of it. The CIP counts into that. Huge. And then that will set your reserves, and that will allow you to do CIP projects without dipping into emergency reserves.
Without huge rate increases.
Yes. The rate increases are measured instead of, okay, now we're doing a 28% rate increase because now we have to replace the green line.
The city, town of Gilbert down in Arizona had a 75% rate increase over 3 years. The first 25%, everybody was okay. The second 25% came in, water bills were going from $300 a month to $800 a month, and people went crazy and started voting the council out of office.
That happened over here in Utah, the same
So that can
thing.
happen, so that you don't wanna get to that situation, so.
They were proud that they hadn't had any
I
rate.
think,
It's like boiling a frog.
So,
It's probably one of the most important things for the town. It seriously is.
Yeah.
so is this something that iWorks will do, this CIP,
We
or?
need to look into it, see what the capabilities are.
The first stage of the CIP is in process right now. That's what Wade's putting together because he's big on capital improvement plans.
Good.
It won't do it for you, it will assist you, because you should be able to then pull, once you have the data in, you should be able to do a query in your iWorks program to look at what critical pieces of, machinery need replaced in, say,
In what
5
year?
years.
Mhm.
It won't set the price for you though. 90% of the time, it won't set the price.
No.
That would be an engineering firm that would then look
Yeah.
at, because you're not replacing like with like you're finding out with your pumps. They don't make them anymore. They're obsolete. You can't find them. So then you have to have a bid out.
Is Wade the town engineer?
Pardon?
No, he's our.
Wade's a councilman.
Councilman, but,
He's our
Who's the budget guy?
Ryan, Warren.
Ryan?
Yeah.
He's with Forsman Associates.
You Wade does-
mentioned again that all of our pumps are at 10,000 hours.
The pumps on the wells
Yeah.
are
And-
9 to 10,000 hours at this point.
And we replaced the airport well not too long ago. And we don't run them,
The numbers I'm seeing, I put them all at 9 to 10,000 hours.
so do we have, what, hour meters on the?
There's hour meters on them now. Here's what I can't tell you, is if a pump was replaced or serviced, if that meter was changed.
That's what the
Well,
asset is.
well, we just
There's lots
replaced.
of different pieces of looking at a pump to see whether or not it needs
Yeah.
replaced or, efficiency of pumping the water is probably the most important thing, not so much the hours.
But we've had pumps that are off for over a year. And yet you
That
say
one's been
they're all-
off for a year.
Yeah, and yet they're all at 10,000 hours, and I don't know how that can be.
Lee?
It doesn't
Lee,
compute.
you
Probably was
don't
not
want,
reset.
you don't want to know what we have stumbled onto.
Yes, I do want to know.
Well,
No, you
that's
don't.
in the past, it's time to go forward.
Yes.
Right, thank you.
We don't want to repeat that.
No,
Right.
we don't.
Not wanna hoe the same road.
Okay, the last question is, what is the utility's best long-term financing strategy? And, you actually have an outside firm?
Yes.
The-
Raftellus sets our rates for us. So
Sets
we
your
send them
rates.
our CIP, we send them all of our O&M costs, our operating costs, everything, and they project our rates for the next 5 years.
What's
So
the firm name?
Raftellus? Raftellus? Yeah, I can send you their, contact information if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
And what are their rates?
I think we pay around 20 grand every 3 years to have them do a complete revamp and do a projection out. So They project for 5 years, and then every 3 years we do
And this is up in Jackson?
yes.
A little bit easier up there. Those paying customers can pay.
They still get their pitchforks out. There's,
Some of them
there's
can,
still,
some can't.
that's the problem.
Attitudes
There's
have nothing to
30%
do
of them
with
that
the
can, and then there's 70% of them that
Can't?
just barely scrape by.
Really? Oh, okay. I don't know the area.
They bought the homes
I
in
mean,
the
I just
eighties
know
when they were dirt cheap, and now
now it's
just the
yeah,
property taxes will
alone,
kill them.
killing them. Yeah,
Sure.
I get you.
So, they can't afford to sell them, they can't afford to keep it.
Wow. What a bad situation.
This, term maintenance managed item, you familiar with that?
Not the,
It's basically how much detail do you go into when you look at what's serviceable on a component?
yeah,
You know, I mean, do you outline every gasket that needs to be changed, or, you know, it's,
We better start with the unit.
normally you start, you know, if it's a pump and a motor, pump, motor, you leave
Yeah,
them as
bowls.
large, bowls,
Yeah.
wear rings, thrust washers,
You got
spider
the-
couplings, but that's all
You
considered.
got the column.
But we don't have a maintenance department that would tear a pump apart and put in new.
You probably have
new
to have
parts.
that, yeah, you contract that out.
We contracted this one over here,
Yeah,
the
you
total
would have to
thing,
deal with that.
and they pulled it, made the evaluation, and fixed it, and put it back in.
So we wouldn't store the individual parts, gaskets and.
Depending on the
Lubes
size,
or whatever.
some of the small pumps, you know, some of your recirc pumps on
Yeah,
some of your smaller stuff, yes, but large motors, you know,
ones,
the
right.
T444s, no, you're not gonna store anything for those. You're not gonna pull them, you're not gonna tear them apart.
unless you wanna get into the broad well maintenance business.
Right.
No,
And we don't.
No.
We don't have
the last utility I worked for, we
You're
did
in
all
a
of
small town.
that. The last utility I worked for, we did all of that.
Oh,
We pulled our own wells, we did everything, so,
Been there, done that.
yeah. That's a dirty job.
yep.
well, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this presentation was, one of the things they say about getting started is identifying a team. And, it's gonna take, I think, everybody in this town in some way to be part of an asset management program. What they recommend here is, utility operators and engineers, local and elected official, mayor, council, and town manager. Accounting, I don't think we have an accounting department, do we? We have Wade.
Accountant.
Singular.
We don't have an information technology department either. We have a treasurer,
Probably.
and then there are other stakeholders. But, I think when it comes to asset management, it's gonna take input from everybody. And, it's not just a water board thing, I don't think.
No.
So it's good to hear that, we've started,
It's good.
and, we're getting that. I'll ask Wade where he is and if he needs help. That was a lot of stuff.
Wade is a council member and he's doing a lot of this work?
He does the town financials.
Wade is a former CEO of some major corporations
Okay.
around the country. And he came in as a replacement for Rue when she moved up to the mayor. So we've only got him for another, what,
Through next year.
14 months. And he's doing some
Good.
great stuff.
He just retired, so he doesn't really need to do the
Yeah.
And he loves
He
spreadsheets.
retired, that's all he's done all his life, so he really understands.
Well, maybe this one, last one here, a paradigm shift, transition from building and operating to managing assets.
We are about to move to a paradigm shift.
That's gonna be a big change for us. And it's, they say in here that won't happen overnight. And also says that it may increase your budget. Yeah, so, it's a long-term plan, and it's gonna take, coordinating a lot of people in the town to do it. But I feel it's absolutely necessary that we do it. And, the example you gave of the utility that they got surprised and had to spend all this money, and, that's kind of where we are. And, we need to have knowledge of what's coming at
One good
us.
thing you do have is plenty of water.
Yeah,
Whereas in Arizona, a little different story.
true.
So now managing assets to get that water to the customer.
I'm not 100% sure how much water we really do have.
Oh, well, you got a lot of snow, let's put it that way. When it translates to water,
The thing that
is
scares,
it water rights the issue?
the thing that scares me the worst right now is the county has approved 7 subdivisions around the town,
Okay,
all running between 40 and 60 lots in each subdivision, all 5-acre lots, all of which have to drill a well.
right. But their well's gonna be 100 feet, yours is 300 feet. It's.
The 100-foot
the
aquifer is
long
running down.
wells is the deeper the well.
There's actually
More
two,
reliable
two
supply.
water levels. There's the one that is about 100 feet that most of the farmers and independent people
Right.
use. We're down into the lower one, which is closer to 400 feet than 300, I
Yeah, but
believe.
what's scaring me is some of the 100-foot wells, particularly up in Crater Canyon Estates, are going dry.
Where is this?
If you go down Muddy Stream,
Right.
The last
North
subdivision-
Forest, to the end of it, that's something called Crater Canyon Estates, which is not part of the town.
Town, yeah. So their wells are going dry? That's probably, they need to be,
Well, there's one well that's been having some difficulty, and I don't know what the status of other wells is there, or what the particular issues are around that one, how old it is, how deep it is, all that stuff. And I had a conversation with our town engineer, Ryan Welling, not long ago, about, similar concerns that were voiced to me by residents about all these new subdivisions, and should we be worried about the water? And his response was, the state engineer is the one that permits those wells, and that, the county goes through their process, and, the state engineer is the one that comes in and says yay or nay for a well, and Ryan just didn't feel like they would still be dealing out well permits if there was a problem. So I am not aware of that. I know that's always a concern for everyone, but I just want to be careful about,
Just the state engineer.
Well,
getting people worked up about
Yeah,
running out of
bad
water.
issue. When we put the big well in, over here, 1,000 gallon a minute, it's right next door to the airport well. It's not too many feet away. And they monitored the drop in the airport well based on turning that thing on and off. And it was less, it was just a couple of feet is all it is.
Your driveway was nothing. The benefit that you have is you're close to the mountains.
Yep.
These other subdivisions are further
Downstream.
downstream.
So,
Right.
Yeah. No, it's,
That's not an
Not
advantage,
Crater
though.
Canyon and Bucket List. They're
Well, not only
right
that, but,
up to
I mean,
Muddy Stream.
they're not gonna let the rest of these people go dry. So that's the other part to consider. Like, we're not gonna get to sit pretty and like everybody around us isn't gonna have water. So we are going to probably be confronted by the county. I mean, even Stephen Allen said that. So yeah, that's not something they stand by and watch.
I'm gonna look into that.
yeah, the Wyoming state law, according to wells, is if you have a well 350 feet deep, and I go 355, and your well goes dry, tough luck.
Right.
So I doubt they would come after us. If we're permitted, and that's the reason we need that 1,000 gallons and not 500 on this well, done, while they're still handing this stuff out. As long as we're permitted, and our well is running water, we don't have to worry about other people. I mean, you do, because they'll shoot you, but other than that, you don't have to worry about us being liable to them. That's the state engineer that's taking that liability on.
Well, that's where the county needs to come up with a better plan to service those lands out there, as opposed to individual.
Right, and same thing with septic, yeah.
Right,
But
individual
more
septic,
centralized.
Mayor, we've gotta get that permit done.
I mean, legally, you're not
I mean,
supposed
it's in process.
to septic and wells close to each other anyway.
Put some pressure on somebody to do it, so.
Well, it is good news that the spring is providing all of our water, because all of our past data said that the spring wasn't enough.
Yeah.
All we had to do is order those monitors and it fixed it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I have a feeling
What's the
it's
flow rate,
personnel.
what's the flow rate on the spring?
Pardon?
What's the flow rate on the spring? 300 gallon a minute
Yeah,
or?
was there-
the last one I saw was 384 a minute,
Wow. The spring.
and that
That is
was
an interesting
a month
observation.
ago.
Last we knew, and some of the information that Boyd had gathered, our pumps are running
Daily.
almost all the time. And now that,
Yeah, when you
take
looked
Green
at-
Canyon out of service, and now the spring provides the whole town.
What's the
Yeah.
name of the spring?
And that's what,
Crater Spring?
Crater Canyon.
that's what the data predicted, was that we should have enough water to go
Exactly.
through the winter.
It's
Which
on
makes you
Forest
wonder
Service
why we
land?
were pumping so
That's what the
much.
statistics said.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you a hypothesis on why our pumps are running so much. The system that we've been using hasn't been measuring the water correctly, and the water in the tanks, and it's been kicking pumps on when we didn't need them.
Needed it.
I'm sure. Well, that's what we were talking about, the overflow. That water, when you turn a pump on, it goes until it's told to turn off, but the spring just keeps running. And it's gotta go somewhere.
I take it that the town has the water right on the spring?
I
I
believe,
think we do, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The water rights, yes, have been assigned.
Crater Canyon.
We bought those,
Right, for the spring.
yeah.
from the, association. It was,
You know, that's your.
Yeah, we
area of
have-
there's
expertise.
two,
That's your area of expertise.
There's two springs.
Huh?
There's two springs.
Two springs there?
There's one on Green Canyon that the association uses, and
They use that for the
we
golf
have the,
course.
so do
Then the
we
crater
we
have,
have ours up at Crater, that the town.
And I
And the
think,
association has the water right on the other spring, the Green Canyon?
well, the association has Green Canyon and Cedar Creek Canyon.
Okay.
so, but
Now,
the,
do we have 100% rights on Prater?
yes, sir.
but doesn't Leisure Valley have the rights to Green Canyon still? Don't they use that for the RV park?
The association, if you want to see it, I mapped it one time. And the association and Leisure Valley own water rights like this. The problem is that this is where all the water is, and that's owned by Leisure Valley. And this is the big one for the association. That's the reason we said, we don't want anything to do with green, we want Crater, because it's
Do
all.
they have an agreement between them?
No, it's state water rights are layered that way, and it's by gallon. You get so many of the first so many gallons, then the second gallons, then the third gallon. Oh, it is a
I'm
mess.
gonna look into that one too.
You don't wanna spend it. Well, do it when you're having trouble sleeping.
So that's Green Canyon, and what's the other canyon there?
That's it.
Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek is just one
know that one.
That's surface water, Cedar Creek.
That's mostly surface water.
Interesting.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Would you adjourn the meeting? All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everyone.
Sure.